Welcome back to the Black and Gold Report. We're now joined by head women's basketball coach John Haskins. Coach, welcome to the show.
Good to be here, Jen.
Let's start off by talking a little bit about last season. The Lady Braves finished the 2012-13 campaign with a 12-16 record, including a 6-13 mark in Peach Belt Conference. What were some of the highlights from last season, and what did you take away from it that will help this team moving forward?
Well, I think, first of all, as a coaching staff and as a program, we were disappointed in the results last year. We went into the season coming off a season where we set our own Peach Belt record for wins in the conference, and we felt like we had a lot to build on. Had lost two good senior guards in Dee Cotton and Dominique Washington, but we felt like we were going to have a strong season. Injuries kind of turned that around. Courtney Bolton, Amelia Parton, Wayne Mack, all injured and missing parts of the season, kind of hurt us. The positive we take from last season is number one, we want to be better. We want to be more competitive on the basketball floor. The other positive, I think, is that we got a lot of young kids playing time that wouldn't necessarily get as much playing time as they got, and so they've got some experience and they've got some Peach Belt games under their belt, and so hopefully they'll be ready to go this year.
Well, you just talked about that, so it'll be a good transition into this next question, but you lost 3 starters off last year's club. But an advantage you have in this year's team is the experience level. It's a little bit better, particularly with the return of all-conference performer Jasmine Kemp as well as Wayne Mack and Kiera Haney. Where would you gauge the strength of this year's team as compared to last year?
Well, we returned 6 players from last year's team, which is not a lot, but 5 of those were part-time starters. In Jasmine, who was an all-conference player for us, Chandrika Fuller, who started at point guard, and we actually recruited her thinking she'd play about 15 minutes a game, and she played almost 34 minutes a game for us. Camille Horn, who's our best three-point shooter, got a lot of experience. Kiera Haney, who played 28 minutes a game, 28 minutes the whole year as a freshman, played 19 minutes a game and showed signs of being the type of player we think she can be. And then Wayne Mack, the junior college player who was transitioning from junior college to here, who had a solid year for us. I think she averaged about 7.5 points a game, but was injured part of the year. In terms of strengths that we've got this year over last year, I think we're much more athletic across the board. So we're hoping to do some things to create with our defense. We're hoping to play a little faster offensively. So I think that's our biggest strength. We're hoping if we can bring these freshmen along that we're going to have a little more depth than we've had in the past.
All right, well, you brought in 9 newcomers to the team this season as well. Where did you feel your most immediate needs were this season, and what players, if any, will be the main contributors of the group of newcomers?
Well, we lost 3 post players. We lost Jasmine Harrison, we lost Courtney Bolton, and we lost Taylor Galantine. So we needed some help in the post, and we feel like we've got that with Phoenicia Lawson, with Janisa Monley, with Dee Purdue, and also with Caitlin Mitchell. So we've got 4 kids there. We also felt like we needed some ball handling and shooting, which we think we've got with Jasmine Hunley, with Erica Williams, and then with Ashley. And then AJ Ashlyn, it also gives us a shooter and a perimeter player. So with those 4 perimeter players and those 4 post players, we feel like we fill some needs that we were looking to fill.
We get started pretty quickly with a pretty challenging schedule, including a season opening contest at Wingate on November 11th. Talk about some of the stronger teams you'll face inside the region this year and how you expect the Lady Braves to stack up against teams in the NCAA Southeast region. Okay,
well, we'll start with, I think, the Clayton State, who was number 1 most of the year last year and didn't lose till they got to the Elite 8. They're probably going to be the favorites in our league. I think North Georgia will be very strong traditionally. Aiken's very strong, although they lost some players. Lander, I think, is on the way back to being the Lander. They've been. Georgia College is going to be better. Flagler was much improved last year. So I think all those teams will be very competitive. Plus we play Coker, Limestone, Fayetteville State outside the league, and they're going to be all very competitive D2 teams.
All right. Well, we're going to go to our next commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to go inside the English E. Jones Center, and Coach Haskins is going to walk us through some of the defensive drills that relate to basketball. So stay tuned.
At the University of North Carolina at Pembroke, our student athletes find balance between their academic and athletic activities. With graduation rates higher than the national average, Our athletes excel in academics and have won the Peach Belt Conference President's Academic Award twice in the last 4 years. Since 2009, 43 athletes have been named NCAA All-Americans, and last year, 40 made All-Conference. Catch their winning spirit and support the Braves.